So I actually learned something new. Like I didn't know you went through a parting phase and that you did like lose your faith for a little bit. So for someone who, is going into college and is like, oh, like what advice would you give them in order to not go on that same path that me and you went on?
You do not have party in your system. When you put that in your system, it's hard. It's so hard to get out. So the advice I would really give is know who you are. Before going to college, put processes in place. Like you have to stay in the word and stay in that prayer time, and also find a community. And I think that's the hardest thing. Even though I went to a Christian school, my first year of college, it was so hard to find that community. But when you pray for that, God will provide that community. He will show
Hands
you that
down.
church home you need.
Mm-hmm.
He will show you those friends you need in your life. And that's the one thing I wish I did. I didn't really pray for that because I was enjoying. I want to follow my own path. Before the party phase, I was like, I know myself better. So let me. This girl's really nice, even though she does this on the weekend and she invited me, but she's so nice. Like she's someone who want to hang out with me. And it's fine, but you have to make sure you're not like I know to say like equally yoked. Like you have to be really careful who you surround yourself. Kind of really said something like too, where even in the business world, when you're around successful people, you become successful too. When you're around people who complain, people who like want to be lazy, you gotta adapt that habit as well. So
Yeah. Like something my dad would always tell us growing up would be like, watch who you surround you with because, crabs in a barrel, like who you are, who you hang around. And if they're going to do crazy stuff, you're probably going to do crazy stuff too. So that's very good advice.
yeah, exactly. Because it travels. It definitely will travel.
Yeah, for sure. Was there like a point when you, I guess, were partying where you were like, well, I think you told me separately, but was there a point where you were like, okay, this isn't for me anymore? Like, this is weird. I'm not supposed to be here.
Girl, I still want to party. Like if I mean, because it was fun. It's fun. Sin is meant to be fun. So, it's I know for that at that point, I felt so overwhelmed. Just my environment and seeing girls being taken advantage of, and seeing the guys like even the guys who hurt me, like um grab me or something. I was like, this is not the path I want to go on. And this is not the path that is like pretty much like isn't for me. And I saw myself losing myself. I felt crazy because there was so much more into, I think he knows too, like there was so much more into that parting. It was definitely, the enemy was so there. Like he appeared.
Prevalent. He was.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like if you're not open to see it, of course you're good. But once it opens your eyes, you'll be like, oh, whoa, what was that? Like that was the enemy. And he is smiling. He's like, this is what I got her. And I don't know, I did learn to like the enemy is like we're God's kids and God is his heart is so broken watching his kid, and then the enemy is like thinking I got them. Like I'm doing this because I want to hurt God, and I want you to come with me to a place that you deserve, quotation mark, in the enemy's mind, like you deserve. But God never stopped chasing us. God never did. And I saw that redemption, that grace and that mercy, and God just opened his arms back open, like come home. You're more welcome to come home. So
and since you said sin was fun, what is better about righteousness?
There's no bondage. I am completely free. So that's one thing that I learned with sin. Yes, it looks fun. Yes, it is fun. Sin is supposed to be fun. But there's a bondage because once you leave that sin, you want more of it. Like wants to be pulled in, because that was the only, I guess to me, it was my only high. It was my only high that time. So it was like drawing me back in. But when you have righteousness, you have freedom, and that living spirit is there internally. It fulfills that hole, those holes that you desire. Like, I know I want to be noticed. I want to be people. I was a people pleaser in parties. And like, if that guy can chug down those 2 cans of beers, I'm chugging down 3,
Oh,
girl,
Lord.
I can do that. But I want to be like the rock star of the party. Like, I want to be known. But when you have righteousness, when you have that freedom, that liberty, you're already known from God. Like, God already known you. God said you're worth to be known, so I'm gonna get to know you. And He fulfilled that gap, and that is everlasting. And nothing, like, you feel so unshakable. You have that unshakable confidence that people desire. So that's what I would say about righteousness.